Our food plenty there.
Plenty. Food plenty.
Our food plenty for there.
A warehouse of 600 feet by 600 feet, full of COVID-19 products, was discovered today. Look at people struggling to pass. This incident has been going on since 7 a.m. As I speak with you, sources say the warehouse has not gone off. Palliative that were supposed to be given to people during the COVID-19 period was hidden away in a warehouse, and Nigerians were dying of hunger and starvation. Look at this man struggling to survive.
Yes. Can you imagine?
Look at him. Something that is supposed to be brought to his home.
This thing for the past 2 hours.
Look at it.
It is still full.
You mean?
It's fully loaded. The warehouse is fully loaded.
Can you imagine?
Nigeria has more than enough. Nigeria has more than enough.
The Navy has collected their own. The armies have put their truck, collected their own. Immigration, custom, last mark. And the warehouse has not gone half. The warehouse has not gone half. The warehouse has not gone half. Palliative for the poor, stored away. This is October 21st, 2020. Palliatives that were supposed to be shared in May were stored away. Some of the products are even expired. Look at how people are struggling.
They are not expired though. 2021.
No, some of you see. You see, people are struggling. You see. Look at it.
Another way I'll see there for Ikeja. Another one for Ikeja. Lagos State.
Look at it. Not for sale. Not for sale. They stored it. Look at it. Not for sale. They stored it. Wait. Let me see the pack. Now see. Look at it. COVID-19. Not for sale.
COVID-19.
The poor are suffering, and they stored it in a warehouse. Look at people passing through canal just to survive. Hunger in the land.
A sachet of tomato, 120 naira.
Look at people struggling to survive.
We are suffering.
Look at people.
Bag of rice, 40,000 naira.
Look at people.
ECHO has come to our aid. These people are looters.
Every state will have palliatives in the warehouse. Let me thank and acknowledge COVID for the massive supply of all these palliatives. Note that as you empty your stock, they restock. This keeps coming. For Cross River State, our last receipt was on the 12th, just last week. We were also told clearly that they want to do a press briefing when they are handing over. So this stock, Cross River should not touch them until they come. The way bill is available, and we've shared the way bill on the internet to show that that stock arrived on the 12th. By 12th already, this tension had started building, and we were already waiting on them. I also want to recall that we do the distribution in Cross River State in a sequence. We started with traditional rulers and churches. When we were done with the distribution amongst traditional rulers and churches, we moved to local government by local government via senatorial districts. We had done distribution in the Northern Senatorial District and in the Central Senatorial District. The next batch of distribution will be the Southern Senatorial District because it's here at the capital and it has 7 local government areas. And so the stock you have is for that distribution. Take note also, as young people, we will also show you a lot of videos on social media, on Cross River Television, because we are watched each time we distribute. We target widows, we target the aged, we target people who don't have money, who cannot survive, who cannot work. We target those who fish no more, who can no longer fish, because they are aged, they don't have loved ones. If you watch the videos of our distribution, it's systematic. It's through churches, and churches target all the vulnerables. And so, as a young man who is 18, 20, 25, as you pick the food that an aged parent, a widow somewhere would have taken, Just see it from your conscience. I know that there is hunger in the land. I know this very well. And that is why our emphasis has been on mass employment, recruitment, salary payment, pension payment, and creating jobs and focusing more on appointments. Today, Cross River State has over 6,000 political appointees. I'm aware as governor that I don't need that much political appointees, but I know it's food on the table. It may not have reached you, but somebody somewhere must have been reached. We have just approved another 20,000 people. And I made it clear that this should not be for politicians. I believe that in the course of time, you will see the sincerity of my intentions. Without factories, without industries, even if you have a PhD, you still have no job. And so if you destroy the few industries we have built, how would we be able to create the job? Cross River State, as you all know, is in a very challenging situation financially. And because of the circumstance of Cross River State, I have placed emphasis on humanity. That is why I established a full ministry, Ministry of Humanitarian Services. And that ministry is responsible for the warehouse. So the CACOVID committee receives, stores, and the commissioner for humanitarian services goes to the warehouse and pick and distribute. If you know Cross River State, you travel 7 hours, you are still in the same state. So distribution and coming back to pick and distribute and come back and pick is a very big challenge. And so it's expected that indeed you must have stock to service every local government area. So I like the state and all the young men and women to be very patient. I've been in touch with all the service commanders and I've asked that the warehouses should be made open and made available without any security molestation of all our young people who will get there. That instruction I've given in the name of God that I serve, and I'm sure my press secretary has also issued a statement in that regard, that the governor have said, let the warehouses be made available as much as we can. But let us note that the most vulnerable, our weakest in society, the aged, the widows, those poor without loved ones, that is the food you're taking. But we believe that you also deserve food, and that's why we have made a commitment that we will continue to expand government. For those who would misconceive whatever has happened, I know that it would not be possible for us to have a state without an incident. Enough. Your point has been proven, and you have made your point very loud and clear. So Cross River State understands the situation, and we stand with you. And we asked that you obey and abide with the regulations and rules of the curfew. It will be called up very soon to enable us get to work. You know I always do my best to avoid any form of dislocating your social welfare and dislocating your businesses. We understand that some people came through the waters in chartered boats into the state. Because I know Cross Riverians, this is not us, this is not our nature. These acts, even as many as we have seen, we have not seen faces that are particularly Cross Riverians. I believe that Cross Riverians should all rise, young and old, to defend our state. If it burns to ruins, we have no other state to call our own. It's time to rise and defend our state. It is not good to throw away the child with the bathwater. Please protect your motherland. Protect your state. So that as a young man, you become a leader tomorrow, so that you can also pass the lessons. Let us not destroy this beautiful state. It's the tourism capital of Nigeria. If we have incidents that report, it will disrupt our carnival. It will disrupt our culture. It will disrupt the impression that it's the most peaceful state. Let us therefore come together and handhold each other to protect us and protect our state from the external infiltration, because I know the real young Cross Riverians who indeed have been leading this protest have also issued statements to say they don't want it to be opportunity for violence. So I know that what has happened today is definitely something a bit external. Perseverance, this is not the time to pass blames. This is not the time to take vengeance. Every politician must have his political opponents who think differently. But at this time, let the fear of God prevail. Because Nigeria is at a very challenging moment. Let us overcome this situation across the country and have reasons to celebrate the ability to survive it. The cases of other countries who have gone this path, it's very well known to us. Particularly here in Africa, it will be very dangerous for us to continue. Your point has been made. In my place, they say when a thing gets too long, it becomes a snake. I plead that let the government be given opportunity to be able to repair the damage and repair the history.